Good morning, everybody. Going live, 12:05, 12:02 to be exact. But welcome to another episode of Together Out Loud. We're going to do our sound checks now. Once I can get into this, there we go. And then I will. Go ahead.
Testy. Testy. Testy.
There we
I'm
go.
trying to climb over you.
She's trying to get around the cat because this is the cat's chair, apparently. Is this a little crooked? Is this a little crooked?
Yeah, it looked like it was leaning that way
a little bit. There, that's a little better, I guess. I don't know. Get on in here, girl. Get on in here, pretty girl. And if you like my shirt, be a good boy. Be a good boy. You can get one yourself. You can get one yourself from Jake GTV. So check out his page on. Actually, I think he's here on Instagram, but he's on YouTube too, and he has some great videos. Jake GTV.
Yeah, wake up.
Do you want to go over what we went over last week? And I will send some invites.
What did we go over last week? Let me find my information. We went over parenting styles going viral. We kind of talked about gentle parenting and how I don't really agree with gentle parenting, but we try to find a balance. And Jason talked about how like our generation is kind of helicoptery, where our parents just let us go and figure stuff out on our own. But our generation is more, we want to try to teach our kids to be emotionally intelligent. And we talked about marriage debates, which we don't really have debates together or with each other. But we kind of discussed some of the trends that we find on social media where people are complaining about their significant other, or they don't really want the man to be the head of the household, but yet they complain if they don't do anything. So it was just one of those that we kind of discussed. And that's, I can't remember if we got on the subject of any.
Okay, give it to
the
dog.
All right, give it to the dog.
It has chocolate, but
there's no chocolate in it. Is that chocolate?
Oh,
I thought it was peanut butter and jelly.
Lennox wants it. It's
Okay.
it's like Nutella.
I thought it was peanut butter and jelly.
Shut the door.
But yeah, so thank you if you guys are listening. What were you saying now before he rudely interrupted us in our podcast time?
I can't remember if we like touched base on any current events or not.
I'm sure
I think
that
we got
went off on
restricted
some
again.
tangents. Yeah, we did get restricted again because I talked about the name my dad used to call me.
And he spelled it out, and somehow you can't spell it out anymore, and you can't, even though it was
something that harmed me mentally. I can't even talk about my own problems, guys. That's how bad it is here. But thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. And remember to follow us here at Together Out Loud on TikTok, Together Out Loud on Instagram, Together Out Loud on Spotify, and Together Out Loud on YouTube. And if you have any questions or want to be part of the conversation, you can also reach out to us, email us at tolpodcast15@gmail.com. If you have some own topics, some of your own topics, Simone and Raven. If you have Simone and Raven, if you have some of your own topics that you would like us to discuss, feel free to share. I was gonna say, put that inside. There we go. That helps. That works better. But today we're gonna start getting right into. This is gonna be two working parents. What actually works for us. And we're going to get right into dividing household roles.
Yeah, which we kind of keep them traditional roles, which, I mean, Jason works freaking like 16-hour days. So when he comes home, he's just like
pretty unalive.
Yeah, we
psychologically worn out.
We both coach soccer, and the kids are in soccer, so we have soccer 3 days a week, at least 3-4 days a week. So that's pretty much what we do outside of work. But our household roles are traditional, only because in my opinion, I think it's easier. First, I work from home, so I'm doing chores on breaks and in between calls and stuff like that. And then the boys, we're teaching them like traditional female and male roles. So although the boys have shown an interest in wanting to learn how to cook, so they've cooked with me. But they go out and do the outside work, like mowing the lawn, and they just planted my Mother's Day flowers for me. So that's how we divide things up.
Except we do teach them to clean up after themselves.
We try.
We try not to go like super traditional. In that, like, she's not just running around cleaning up after everybody. We try to
resist.
Yeah, even though also sometimes it feels like that, but we try to get everybody involved and just pick up after yourself. The rooms won't be quite as messy and quite as dirty and quite as filthy if everybody's just picking up after themselves and helping out and chipping in. And thank you everybody for joining. We're getting a lot of people joining today.
Which I like. That's my main pet peeve, I guess, when it regarding household roles and household chores and stuff like that, is like, if you see something on the floor or if you see a mess, clean it, pick it up. Like, I want them to get in the mindset, like, I want a clean environment, I want to be in a clean household. So even though it's not my mess, I want to clean it up. And I also try and teach them. Actually, right now they're cleaning. I'm also trying to teach them. We are trying to teach them that they should respect their space and care about their space. And if they keep it clean, if they put stuff away after they're done with it, then they don't have to take a long time to clean something.
And speaking of soccer, when she brought up soccer, we did win today. So that's congrats to the boys. Oh, are you serious right now? Serious about what? Kat says, oh, are you serious right now? Serious about what?
Yeah, serious about what?
Thank you for joining in. And Volvo Enthusiast Group drives a Volvo.
Nice.
That is good also. We have a Chevy Malibu and a Chevy Tahoe. So thank you guys for engaging. And also for Are You Serious right now? Feel free to share what the question is about as far as what we are serious about.
Yeah.
But back to, we won today and ended up being 3-2.
I know you. Did you get the court paper from the sheriff? Why are you playing, scammer?
So Kat said, I know you. Did you get the court paper from the sheriff?
You remember that app
that app that we talked on in that night that we had? Okay, so Kat is saying we had a night in the court paper.
I am not playing. That man got me pregnant.
And Kat is saying, I am not playing. That man got me pregnant.
Ooh.
Okay, out of curiosity, when? When did you get pregnant?
I'll DM you, girl. All right, DM me, girl.
Awesome. That sounds great. You should DM her. Also, I've never been intimate with a cat. So, great. If you would have had a better name, right, I might have been like, this might be somebody that I know.
Send us the screenshots, Kat.
But I have never been intimate with.
Which is real funny because he isn't that nowhere but home when he gets home from work.
Yeah, I don't.
Here in soccer,
So nice try, but that was pretty cool. It was pretty entertaining. Yeah. We enjoyed that, Kat.
On Facebook, I'll send it to you directly, girl.
She doesn't even. We don't even have Facebook.
Yeah,
we don't even have Facebook. But nice try, Kat. Yeah. That was wonderful.
Girl, I love that too. I'll send we're besties.
Like you guys are best friends. But that was funny. But I didn't know you were friends with Kat on Facebook. Who's Kat?
I don't know.
Who's Kat? You cheating on me? Maybe she's talking to me. Maybe Kat's talking to me. Anyways, back to our conversation. Thank you, Kat, for engaging and making this fun. That was enjoyable. But to continue, so they won the game. It was a hard-fought game, 3-2, and we're super proud of them. But still undefeated, still 5-0. So, now 5-0, not still. We were 4-0. But we're kind of on a high right now. If we seem energetic and
yeah, despite the rain and cold,
wild.
I was wearing my winter coat today. Where'd Kat go? Kat,
I don't know, but I really hope that she gets you those screenshots.
I know.
Make sure if you send the screenshots, make sure you got some
that is
some. You know what I mean? So I can see them. Kat. Hi, beautiful people. Have a great day today. Hey, you have a great day, Madeline. Madeline says, hi, beautiful people. Have a great day. I don't know if we can like it or not.
Oh.
But.
Oh, that's her.
So she has Madeline heart, and my wife was trying to touch the heart.
Yeah, I thought you could like it. Oh, that's so funny.
Thank you, Madeline, and thank you for the rose as well. And thank you for bringing some positivity into the chat. That's what I love. I love when
Yeah.
people come in and just say, have a great day, guys. Even though it's a little muggy out here in PA, a little rainy, a little gross, and I wish it would get warmer as well. But yeah, so dividing household roles, that's really kind of that's
Yeah,
it as far as
what-
I can think of.
Oh, and like regards to, I guess, like paying bills and stuff is considered a household role because we have a mortgage and stuff like that, and we kind of just divide it up among us. This might be a controversial thing. I know when a lot of times when people get married, they have joint. If you're done with cleaning, if they have joint bank accounts, but we don't have joint bank accounts.
No, but I can see her bank account.
Yeah, because I added. That's okay.
That's okay.
I added him as a joint user only for when we were buying a house, and it would show.
It makes sense anyway, also because
assets.
it makes it super. So we go all through Capital One, and it makes it super easy to transfer money.
Oh, thanks for the follow too.
Thank you for following, and it makes it really easy for us to transfer money back and forth to each other. So,
Yeah.
like for instance, just yesterday she got Burger King, and I was able to boom just transfer the money right into her account right then and there. So if any of you guys have an account or not, go to Capital One because what is it, 5% also for the savings? Is it 5%?
4, I think.
4%?
I don't know.
Some percentage, but if you have a savings with them, you get a certain percentage every month. Whatever you have in there, you get a percentage added into there every month. And I think that the checking has a small percentage too.
It
But-
does, yeah. You get interest. You get interest, and also they don't charge you for using your ATM.
But it also makes it easier because if you're married or together, you can add each other to your accounts. And if you ever need to transfer money, it's literally like that. Literally, you get on it, transfer this much, slide it, done.
Yep.
So, and this, by the way, we are not sponsored by Capital One.
No.
I wish we
but,
were because
yeah.
we probably could make some really good money. But this is just to tell people that we both enjoy Capital One at least.
Yeah, I never had any issues with Capital One. I usually have gone through credit unions because banks were random hidden fees and stuff, but knock on wood, haven't had that with Capital One. But yeah, I will pay for utilities and stuff like that, and he pays for the mortgage and random stuff that we need. So that's how we divide that up. I'm not sure if other people do it differently. I know I've seen some people where the wife writes out the bills and the husband has the money or whatever. But the way we do it, it just works for us
Yeah, yep.
because we do trust that each other that we're paying it.
And speaking of money, I was actually thinking of an idea the other day, and I'll express it to you guys as well, and anybody who listens. So maybe in December, I would like to do like little contests. Maybe we can find like some trivia or like just random things. And like whoever comes up and maybe if they can answer like 5 questions right, they will send them like $100 Amazon code.
Yeah, because we can send you a
So
code.
I think as a Christmas gift and as like to give back and stuff, because we love giving back to other people. And I was thinking about that the other day and I was like, man, that'd be really fun too. So if you guys, whoever's following us and stuff, maybe we can we'll send a message out letting people know like, hey, we're going to do some trivia during this or whatever we decide to do. Maybe even sometimes just like if you happen to be someone who joins in, we'll invite you up and maybe just talk a little bit. And boom, we'll send you $100, like a little one of the what is it, like 16-digit codes or whatever.
Yeah,
And we'll just send it right to your inbox on TikTok. Because I thought that would be really fun and a really nice way to give back.
Yeah, because that's about the time that we save up money right off the bat. When we get paid, it goes into an account that we use to distribute in around December.
Yes, to give back to like churches, to give back to people who may be in need, stuff like that. So also if you're in need or if you know someone in need, you can even have like invite them along like, hey, come join this live and you can get $100 gift card. Maybe we'll do like 5 of them or something. I thought that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that it'd be pretty cool idea.
I like that.
So we'll move right into scheduling without resentment. How do you make schedules without resenting me?
Well, first we don't.
We do everything together.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's sad or codependent or whatever, but right now our time is our kids. Like it's about the kids. They're in extracurricular activities. So scheduling without resentment. I don't know. I don't even know what that really means. Does it mean like if he's going on like a boys trip or I'm going on a girls trip, that just doesn't happen? And
Maybe
if-
it also means like making a schedule, like scheduling something without letting the other person know. Because then
maybe
you could resent the other person, like, oh, why didn't you tell me about this? But we always keep each other in the loop when it comes to doing things. I wrote down a little note, like, make it home for dance, which I actually was able to do. Because that's the only thing that I get concerned about sometimes is I work a lot of hours, I work long hours, so sometimes I'm not able to make it home in time for some of the family things we do or some of the sports and dance and stuff like that we get the kids into. But thankfully, and I'm grateful for this, the company that I work for now has been pretty good at getting me back home.
for his
Yeah, to be able to make it in time for these events that the kids have.
Yeah, I
So
don't know. I don't. Maybe a little like sometimes I get stressed out that I'm the one doing the random schedules, like appointments and stuff like that. But you make your own appointments, so like, um, I don't really have resentment when it comes to scheduling. Maybe sometimes I get bummed if he's not going to make it home for dinner and because I plan my meals, I plan my dinners, which I'm going to start planning even more. Oh, your contact fell out.
look at that boy.
Is there hair
There's
on
a
it?
hair on it. Well, let me see if I can get it back on without it hurting me. Sorry, guys. A little bit of a.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Can I?
What can you do?
I was gonna try to get that hair off.
Is it on the inside or
It's
outside?
on the
Sorry,
outside.
guys.
It's on the
Malfunction.
outside.
Malfunction. It's on this side then.
Yeah.
Did I get it?
Yep, you got it. It's on your finger now. Nope, no, it's still on there.
Sorry, guys. You
There
can
it
talk
goes.
to them.
You got it. Um, so
That hurt.
sometimes he doesn't make it home for dinner. So, but I've also kind of learned what days are longer than others, and so I will plan like what I call stupid meals. I'll plan stupid meals for the kids, so he's not really missing much, and they're going to be things that I know that the kids are going to eat, and so I'm not wasting food. Or I will have like backups. So if he doesn't make it home that day, for dinner, I will do some frozen stuff, frozen food or whatnot for the kids, and I'll make myself something little like um, I made some vegetables and pot stickers the other night, and the kids actually ate it.
Sorry, guys.
But
That hurt. I
you
had a
okay?
hair in my contact. Yeah, I'm good now. But it felt like it was scratching my eye.
But that's really only like scheduling without that's really the only scheduling thing that I can think of that might bum me out a little bit is if maybe he won't make it home for a dinner. But I've learned to adjust. That's one of those things you just adapt and adjust. And
Yeah, and I
um,
appreciate you making meals that aren't quite like the best meals when I'm not around. Like, oh,
yeah, like I don't
I'll
want
make
him.
like some mac and
Yeah,
cheese this day because he won't
or
be here for it.
yeah, and there's some days where like we're like I don't feel like cooking. Like yesterday, he was getting off at a decent time, and I took a half day to do Mother's Day tea with Kemper, and he's like, "Do you want Burger King?" And so we got Burger King instead, and so I'm able to adjust my scheduled meals when we do that as well. But I guess maybe advice of scheduling without resentment is to just communicate and like
Forgot to write my
adapt
notes
and
down, too.
adjust when it comes to that and be on the same page. But also, I don't know if it's a guy thing or I know it's not just him, but like guys forget. Guys forget. You have to remind them about things a lot. So I wouldn't I wouldn't get too upset if you have to remind them if you're doing a family thing and you have to remind them once a week before the event. Like I wouldn't get too upset about that. I feel like it's just a guy thing. They aren't detail oriented the way women are, and I guess we get used to having to juggle a lot of things in our brain. So that yeah, I don't really have scheduling without resentment.
Sorry, I'm writing notes down now.
Oh,
Completely forgot to write my notes down.
But okay, if there's anybody watching, do you want to put in the chat and say like what do you do to schedule family events without resentment? The only other thing I could think of is maybe like if I were to agree to do something with our family, our extended family, and he didn't want to do it, and I already did it, or vice versa, then I could see like it being a resentment. But that's one of those things where I've tried to just like start being the bigger person and just extend the olive branch, I guess you would say, and being like, all right, we're gonna do this. For example, Easter, my sister was having like an early Easter brunch or whatever on Easter Sunday. So I said, well, I don't know. So I always ask him if he wants to do it too. But we agreed to do that, and so I asked him to ask his mom if she was doing anything for Easter, so we can kind of do something with her as well.
And somebody here, apparently, Mr. Jukes you, has a question for Captain Ballsack. So whoever Captain Ballsack is in here.
Is there a Captain Ballsack in here?
Yeah, do we have a Captain? Is there a Captain Ballsack in the room? Paging Captain Ballsack. Captain Ballsack. Are we allowed to say that word?
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Hope we're not going to get what's it called? Hope we're not going to get flagged for that. Anyways, now he's laughing. Yeah, that was good. But yeah, if you want to ask your question to Captain Ballsack, then we'll ask Captain Ballsack that question. So is Captain Ballsack in the room with us?
Is he asking somebody in the chat who's named Captain Ballsack? Or
I'm curious. I don't know.
You Captain Ballsack?
Yeah, I don't know. Am I Captain Ballsack or is she Captain Ballsack?
We got a lively bunch today. Thanks.
Yes, we do. Yeah, thank you for the engagement. We appreciate it. And please ask the question, Mr. Jukes, since you're a longtime watcher and rising star in our lives. So thank you. We appreciate you, Mr. Jukes.
Oh,
and I got your name right too.
You gave him a shout out.
Yes, shout out to Mr. Jukes. So give him a follow if you guys are watching. Give Mr. Jukes a follow and holler at your boy. But yeah, so continuing with the scheduling without resentment, you said something now I can't remember what I was going to say.
My mistake. I thought I saw the captain. Oh, nuts.
Okay, who's the captain? Oh, in the room. Yeah, Captain's not in the room with us then. That's all right. Maybe Captain Ballsack will join at some other point.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll give us a follow. And make sure you follow Mr. Jukes so that you can come back and be part of the conversation. This is what it's all about. I really want to have some laughs sometimes too. So I don't always want to make every single podcast about serious things, even though that's mainly what we cover. But again, we also cover like health trends and pop culture.
Kind of sometimes like our reactions to trending things that we see.
Yes, reactions to politics. Definitely a lot of politics. You'll hear a lot about politics on here, but in a nice neutral way where we're not just like attacking other people and HATE on other people. I spelled it out because I don't even know if we can use that word because I think we get flagged for that sometimes.
And I don't know how to like ask for the gifts or whatever. And
we're not going to do any of that. We're not going to be like tap the screen or share gifts or whatever. We're not doing this to make money. We just do this because we want to have a conversation, because we love to get to know people, especially new people, and especially like hearing new stories and just engaging together.
Spreading positivity.
Especially in a society where now you don't have as much person-to-person interactions. So if you guys are lonely, if you know anybody else who's lonely, have them jump on up.
Or put something in the chat.
Yeah, or put something in the chat and engage.
Or you can follow us on this or on Instagram. We're together_out loud. YouTube, Spotify. If you are a guest ever of ours, just know that we do download the recorded live and post it on Spotify, which I'm only able to post audio on Spotify because of the app being goofy. And but the recording will be on YouTube, and we put on clips on Instagram and here.
But I guess we can move right into how you still make family time meaningful, because that is very important, especially in today's society where everybody is just pushed to work, to consume.
Mm-hmm.
And you really need to make sure that you're balancing it. Because if not, you're just going to raise children that are the same as you. You're just going to
Yep.
raise replicas of yourself. And that's what the government wants. We're going to get conspiratorial about it again now. That's what the government wants, is for you to just continue to raise up little tiny replicas of yourself that listen and obey and do what they're told and pay their taxes and
Don't question
and
authority.
don't step out of line. Don't question authority. Just do what you're told, little goy. Do what you're told, goy boy. But so that's why it's important to still make family time. And the way we make our family time meaningful, we go on runs on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, and any other time we have free time. Like if it's a holiday and the kids have off, we'll go on a run that day as well if we have off with them. But definitely Saturdays and Sundays. And if you're watching or listening, I think it's very important to get yourself into something physical. Don't just sit around on your couch, especially young men. If any young men are watching this, listen, I love games too, and I understand the importance of gaming and how much fun it is, but you got to do stuff too. You can't just sit around and play games all day. Before I met my wife, when I was in my 20s, I would literally lay around, smoke cigarettes, drink, and play Call of Duty, play video games all day long. I would work, and then I'd get home, and I'd play video games for like 10 hours and barely even sleep sometimes. So I'd be going into work like, oh, I'm tired. But I didn't care because I was just living off caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol. But I am telling you all of this so that you can recognize the mistakes that I've made, so that you also don't have to make those mistakes if you're listening to this. Just make an effort. That's all you got to do. And take little baby steps. Like Jordan Peterson says, aim at one singular goal, one particular goal, and try to achieve that goal. When you achieve that goal, then move to the next goal. And don't make it anything crazy like, oh, I want to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect. Accept that too. Tony Robbins talks about that a lot. You're never going to be perfect, people. So accept that you're not going to be perfect. Grant yourself some grace the way that the Lord Jesus grants us grace, and know that you're going to make some mistakes. Give yourself some grace, give yourself some forgiveness, and just continue doing your best is really the best thing that I can say to do. But like I said, baby steps. I used to overwhelm myself in trying to change everything. And once you make little small improvements, not only also focus on those improvements and give yourself credit for those improvements, because when you accomplish that goal that you've set, sorry, this contact is still bothering me. When you accomplish that goal that you've set, give yourself some credit, because it'll start to build a positive feedback, because you'll be like, man, I set this goal and I did it. And it'll help you to understand and remember and know, like, oh, so my next goal, I can achieve that as well. But again, like I said, make sure that they're goals that are achievable. You can't set yourself some crazy goal that's like, I want to be president by next week. Baby steps. Sorry, that came off of making family time meaningful.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I was talking about the running.
Yeah, and I'm going to go off on that a little bit too. I agree with him. SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and give yourself a timeline. And that, another thing too, it's okay to move the timeline a little bit too.
Yep.
I agree with the physical fitness. My new job that I have is kind of a wake-up call, because of the clients that I work with. They're in and out of the hospital in their golden years, and I'm like, I realize I don't want to be that person, and I also don't want my kids to have to worry about taking care of me in my golden years, and I want us to be able to enjoy each other a little bit too after retirement, if we ever get to retire.
The kids, sorry.
So all those things kind of came into play, and I wasn't physically feeling well, but yeah, exercise, working out, it is a benefit both physically and mentally. We've talked about this before, that we had both been years ago. We were on SSRIs and we weaned ourselves off of them. And
maybe we can touch on those a little bit.
Yeah, because that video that you sent about Jordan Peterson, that man who was so write that down, because
what's benzos too? Benzos.
He's on, yeah.
These were things that there was a video that we just saw. Sorry, not to interrupt. But
that's okay.
There was a video that we just saw. The guy was talking about Jordan Peterson, Dr. Jordan Peterson, and talking about how, I think he said it's been 7 years since he's been on SSRIs or benzos, and now he's got I can't remember the name. Akathia.
I
He's
can't
got
remember
some
either.
kind of disease where he's like got uncontrollable energy and will like shake because he's got so much energy and he can't like get it out of him. And it sounds like an absolute nightmare.
And
That's
it's
what
a-
this guy said as well.
It's a result from these antipsychotic medications.
Yeah, it's listed as a side effect, and Michaela Peterson, so she's trying to open everyone's eyes to it doesn't necessarily also mean that you're going to get off of these SSRIs or benzos and then the next month you're going to have these side effects. No, no, no. It's indefinite. So like you can be off of these benzos and SSRIs and then feeling perfectly normal. Then all of a sudden, like in his circumstance, 7 years later, you're getting this terrible side effect that is difficult to link back to it because it's been so long since you've been on it. But I agree with her in the fact that if it's listed as a side effect, then what else would have given this to him? Like, did he just get it on his own?
Yeah. So then that's why, like, I'm proud that we got off of it, and hopefully
none of that ever happened to us.
I was never on a benzo, but I was on SSRIs. Dr. Berg, who we mentioned before, had talked about how SSRIs, they target the wrong part of your body. They're targeting the brain, where the serotonin, the most of your serotonin is produced in your gut. And I also noticed about that too when I've done research on gut health. Gut health is a direct it affects your mood directly. So not only is it affecting your nutrition and diet, it's affecting your mood as well. So apple cider vinegar is one of those, and magnesium. I will talk about that stuff all day long and promote that stuff all day long because of how it personally changed us in a positive way. And also, we're not professionals, and those things are not backed by the FDA.
You kind of are,
though. Say that.
You've studied it.
I have
And like
studied
mental
it,
health
but
stuff.
I'm not a medical professional, so I'm just gonna disclaimer there.
Yeah, disclaimer.
So people don't be suing if you try it and something happens. But my thing too is the problem with today is, man, we have more and more people on antidepressants and antipsychotics and stuff, and kids than ever before. And it's like, why? What is the problem? It's not the kids. It's not something that's changed in us. It's something that is changing in what is somebody.
Sorry, no, I was just seeing that the Vito 2483 is a longtime follower, so thank you. Please,
a long time
please,
watcher.
Yeah, a long time watcher. Sorry, please follow so that you can come back. We appreciate you coming in.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry,
but yeah, it's not anything that we're doing differently. It's the environment. It's the things that they put in the food. It's this instant gratification with social media and technology and things like that. So all of those things, I personally don't think you should be reliant on a medication or a substance, even if it's like a natural substance. I don't think you should be reliant on it. I think you should try to do your research and change your gut health and change and when I say natural supplements, I mean like marijuana, if we're allowed to say that, and
Mary Jane
and microdosing shrooms, right?
Yep, there's been like a lot of benefits to that,
right? Like, and I get that for people who have extreme psychotic mental health issues,
although actually with all that depression and stuff, check out Tony Robbins. He was just on Theo and he was talking, not to interrupt, but he was just talking about his program. I don't know how much it costs, so don't blame me if it's expensive, but his program has the highest percentage of success out of anything, even more than prescribed medications.
And you know what's funny too? It's the people like the Tony Robbins and Jordan Peterson, and there's Mel Robbins. I don't know if she has any relation to him, but she's another one who is like big on self-help and stuff. Those people get like backlash in mainstream media and stuff, and it's like, oh, it's funny, they're the ones getting backlash, and it's because they do things natural and they don't promote the victim mentality. We have also suffered from depression and anxiety, but guess what? I'm not ever saying to just get over it. I'm not ever saying that because I don't think that's the answer, and that's irritating to me. To just
Instead
get
of getting
it.
over it, I think the first step you have to take is recognizing that it's normal and
Right.
okay.
Yes. Yes. And then seriously, like, do I want to do something about this, or do I want to just make this my identity? Because that's what people do, is they try to make that as part of their identity. And I know this is going off on a tangent,
Yeah,
but
that's
I'll
fine.
circle back
We do
around.
that. We'll circle back.
But yeah, we both worked on exercise and health, and now, like, I, not to toot our own horns, but I'm gonna toot, we get our kids involved. Like he said, we do family runs on the weekends, and if we have all holidays off together, which Memorial Day's coming up, so we'll get an extra day off. That's
And
what
we requested Monday off, not this coming week, but
yes.
next Monday.
So we had that, and then we do strength exercises with them as well.
Up on a weight bench.
And what is great is seeing their improvement and their positive self-talk when they tell themselves, like, I can do this, when it's hard and frustrating. And I love this because, like, we are encouraging them. No offense to my upbringing, but I never really had encouragement to do any of that stuff. And so I wish I would have not worried about and relied on other people to teach me positive hobbies, I guess. I wish I would have way back then just taken the initiative to do that. So that's why I'm like telling you guys, take the initiative to do that. Even if you are like 40 or 50 and you're like, man, I'm too old to change. You're not too old to change. But it's good to start the kids young, because then they have a positive outlet, and they will start off in a positive mental state rather than trying to just figure it out like we had to.
And also, if it's too expensive to do Tony Robbins, like I said, I don't know the price of it. And also, we don't advertise for those people either.
No, we're not affiliated
There
with
are
any of them.
plenty of free outlets as well
Mhm.
on YouTube. Like, for instance, on Spotify, and I believe it's on YouTube as well. There is Motivation Madness, and that's got David Goggins on it, Tony Robbins, some Elon Musk. And I know some of these people, you'll be like, oh no. But remember, these are all just positive. These are all just positive messages. They're not like Elon Musk coming out and speaking about his politics. No, they're just messages of like how to do it. Kobe Bryant's another one that's on it, and his messages are amazing. Like, one of the messages he says is, he would look at all of the people that were on his team, and his competitive mindset would say, all right, listen, I know that these guys are getting up at 4 a.m. to get to the gym and to work out before they start to go down and practice ball. So I'm going to get, you know what? I'm going to get up. I'm going to get there at 2 a.m. I'm going to beat these guys by an hour, because if I beat them by an hour, that adds an hour every day to my gym work more than them. So he's basically doing the math of like, for every week, I'm doing an hour a day more. That's 7 days a week. That's 7 hours more working out and exercise and stuff like that, like toning and getting in the mindset and getting himself physically fit to be better than those people. Because yes, of course, there are some people who are just naturally born with a gift of physical strength, speed, toughness, resilience. But it's also something that you can build. David Goggins is great on that. He teaches you that you can build it, because he used to be overweight and now he's in incredible shape. So there's access to free information about these things as well, if those are some routes you're taking. And definitely Jordan Peterson, you can definitely look up any of his videos. And it's funny too, going back to Jordan Peterson and what she said about how like they're the ones who get the brunt of it. We posted a video and some girl,
did she ever respond?
she never did. Some random girl responded, so I responded back to her, commented, and I replied, well, okay, because she was like, oh yeah, listen to Jordan Peterson. That's a great idea with the goofy this. And I said, okay, this is great. I'm really happy that you posted this. So why do you feel Jordan Peterson isn't a good person to listen to? No response. And then I said, exactly. I replied again, and I said, exactly as I thought. You're one of those people that just hears the news or hears something on the internet of like, he's bad. They did the same thing with Charlie Kirk. He's bad, negative messages, blah, blah, blah. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that every single thing that they say is correct. But I was hoping that she would have responded, because I genuinely would have pointed out that I think it's a safe assumption that Jordan Peterson has helped millions of people in their lives. That would be a safe guess. Millions of people. Even if it's just one line that he said that someone went, wow, that really changed my life. That one sentence. And it's because he always was really big on optimism, positivity, like putting yourself out there, but also like he wasn't like he wanted you to not be a victim. He wanted you to not be like, oh, it's because everything sucks and my life sucks and no matter what I do, I'll never get ahead, because you can accomplish anything you set your mind to as long as you do like he said, and as I suggested, one goal at a time. And like she often brings up, success is your view of it. Success is based on your view of what success is. So
how you define it.
Yes, Theo Von talks about this. So if you're setting yourself unrealistic goals, the reason you're not successful in your own mind is because you're setting yourself goals that are unrealistic. It kind of goes back to like, if you want to be an actor or an actress, you have to put in the work and you have to put yourself out there and you have to really work to do it. And ask yourself, like, am I giving it all that I can? Because 99% of the time, if you're not succeeding, the answer is going to be no, you're not giving it all that you can. You're just expecting that things are going to be able to just fall right into your lap. But to bring that back to when you were talking about running, exercise, that is the meaning of our family time. That's the direct meaning of our family time is we're helping the kids to grow and helping the kids to have a positive mindset, because exercise builds, not only does it give you positive feelings, gives you that dopamine, it also builds confidence and discipline, because it's like, okay, I really don't feel like getting up and going on a run. My kids, the older boys used to do that all the time and they would cry. And I spoke about this in the last episode, actually. And eventually they got to a point where like now it's clockwork. It's clockwork. Kemper now is the new one that gets a little bent out of shape sometimes. But that's the prize. That's the award. That's the beauty of it. And sometimes I even take that for granted and I don't recognize it in my own children. And I need to, is that when they get, which like, I'm so thankful for Jesus for blessing me with this family and with the fortitude that everybody here has, because sometimes I take it for granted that these kids, sometimes I really take it for granted that these beautiful children that we have, that they've come this far and that they believe in themselves that much that they get out there and they get it done. Because I'm sure that there's days that they have just like she and I have, where in our minds we're like, I don't want to do this. I'd rather lay in bed. Like today, working out after the soccer game, because I had to run around reffing at the soccer game. I got home and I was like, man, I'm exhausted. I do not want to work out. But I was like, no, I'm going to do it. And I feel better doing it. Yeah. So I know the kids also feel the same way. Like they get that. And it's just such a great feeling to know that they're like feeling accomplished and getting that confidence and like, and going, man, I didn't feel like doing it this morning, but I went and I did. And I feel great. And not only do I feel great, but I'm also proud of myself because I went out there and did it. So maybe I don't tell them I'm proud of them enough, because it's just that's another thing. It becomes so routine that I start to take it for granted, because it's just like, another run. But it's so routine and I'm so used to it that I tend to forget that I tend to forget where we started from and where we came from.
Right. Which,
and these are happy tears. Just because I'm so super proud of these kids. Yeah. Because if I could have brought any of you on a run with us when we first started out, and the difference between how they were there to how they are now, you would be blown away. You would be like, man, this is amazing. And you can do it too. Everybody can do it. You can all do it. You just baby steps. Even if you're super, super big, super fat and obese and overweight, start walking. Actually, before I let you go, Tony Robbins had a great story about a guy who, I think he said he weighed over 600 pounds. And I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember exactly, because it was a few days since I listened to him on Theo. But there was a guy who weighed over 600 pounds, and I believe it was 150 pounds. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just 50. I don't know. But he said, if you can lose this weight I will fly you out to one of my shows and you can walk on hot coals with me and stuff like that. And it's so amazing that he did it. And I was like, man, imagine how great Tony Robbins feels. Like I changed that guy's life because this guy was laying in his bed, just like he had urine bottles and like was being just slob. And he's like, and this guy totally changed his life around. He's engaged to get married. He lost weight, and it all started from like I think he said the first thing that he started doing is he would put his TV tray away from him instead of having it on his belly where he can eat like this. He was like the first goal I took was having my TV tray down the bed for me, and that way if I wanted some food, I would have to sit up and move to grab the food.
That's awesome.
And he started from there, and then just slowly kept moving the goalpost to create new goals to achieve. And that's amazing. It's so amazing. I love it. It's the greatest thing. And I love hearing them as well. So if anybody's in here also and you have any things like this that have happened in your life, please share them in the chat because I love things like that. I love achievement. I think that's why everybody loves The Biggest Loser so much. It's because they love seeing these people like
that's
achieving things.
One of my guilty pleasures is
sorry for ranting.
What is it? My 500-pound life with Dr. Now, which he's
but you also think it's funny because he be hating too. Like,
well, listen,
like the one chick, he was like, "You don't need food. You ate enough food for the next 5 months."
Yeah, and like he's also one that like actually like tells him like, I'm proud of you for doing this, and of course there are some who don't ever make it to the surgery and because they don't want to put the work in before the surgery. And that's what I like about him too, is he gives them a reality check. Like, surgery isn't going to change anything if your mind isn't changed. So you can have surgery and have the weight loss, but the majority of the people will gain the weight back if they don't change their habits. So he puts them on a strict 1,200 calorie a day diet, low carb or no carb if possible, and high protein, which that's what we try to do, is high protein, low carb, in Burger King every once in a while. But
it's okay to cheat every now and then. Reward yourself.
Yes, that's another thing
but don't fall into the habit of doing it all the time, because it is difficult. It is difficult because, like, I can even admit on here, I've said before how much the meat diet changed my life, but I never stuck with it. And it's because, like, I mean, it does suck too. Like, let's be honest, it does suck. Makes you feel incredible, but it also is like, oh, me again.
Yeah, and my thing is, like, I've realized that a combination of fasting, but not like extreme fasting, a combination of fasting and balanced and portion control. That is my problem, portion control, because I'm like, oh, I can get, and he knows because I will give him a bunch of food, and he's like,
here's a plate.
And I think sometimes he feels like he needs to eat it all because I gave it to him.
Yeah, if I don't eat it all, it's an insult. Like, what, you didn't you like it?
I've been doing better because we have a little goal before our vacation. So
both trying to lose at least 10 pounds.
At least 10 pounds
in a month.
And we want to do things all the healthy way too. But I want to go back and kind of piggyback on some of the things you said about the motivational speeches and the videos and stuff, and how, yeah, it could be like Elon Musk or somebody that you aren't fond of, but guess what? You don't have to like that person in order to respect some of the things that they say, because I can
to learn from them.
I can even admit to that too. Like, there might be a person, heck, Kamala Harris may have said something motivational, and I would be like, yeah, that's actually a good point. She hasn't, but to my knowledge.
That's rough, babe. That's a rough one.
I know.
No, only because, like, listen, I'm not saying she's not intelligent, but, like, I remember debating with people about this because it's just the word salad. The word salad.
Yeah, and that's just and people. It's funny though, because people will they will.
I just shared that Lady Gaga word salad one where she's like, out of 100 people in the room, he's the only one who believed in me, and she says it like all the time. I was like, this is terrible. But go ahead.
But yeah, people will believe that, and then the debaters will actually start doing that same thing. But anyway, so yeah, you don't have to like the person in order to learn something from them. So that was the one thing I was gonna say. There's also free apps and free videos on YouTube for exercising. So don't make it an excuse that you can't afford a gym membership or anything like that. About you.
Like, when your mind gets working like this. Well, because you're super helpful.
Well, I am, because, like, listen, I've had the excuses. I've lost 30 pounds, but for like at least 2 or 3 years, I was at my heaviest and I barely exercised. Like when we did the meat diet the first time, he lost like 30 pounds during the diet. I lost like maybe 10 because he got up and worked out. I did not work out at all. And so, yes, of course, I make every excuse in the book. So if you have that excuse, I can give you a solution to it. So
But all she can do is offer it up. You have to
you
take
have
the
to
step.
do it. Yeah.
Yep,
So
you have to
there's
take the step to do it.
there's free apps. You can even there are also apps like, for example, there's an app called FitOn, FITON, FitOn. I do that, and it's videos, and you can find videos. If you only have 10 minutes that day, you can find a video. You can search 10-minute videos. There you go. And sometimes they have celebrities doing it too. But that is free. But you can
I'd
also
like Chris Hemsworth to do
oh,
it.
that would be nice. I wouldn't be
You
able
can
to
do it,
though.
mate. You can do it, mate. Do the
But
work, mate.
that
That's
has
terrible
like a
Australian.
paid subscription, but sometimes they'll be like, hey, here's a discount, here's a discount, here's a discount. So you might be like, you know what, I am going to pay for this because I can afford $20 a year if they give you the discount or whatever. But there's no excuse. You don't need a gym membership in order to work out. You can get a couple barbell dumbbells, a couple what are they called? The bands that help with resistance, and they're inexpensive on Amazon. There, and then I wanted to touch on motivation versus discipline, because that's another thing. Is when I didn't want to do it, is because I was like, I'm not motivated. There are still days where I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm not motivated. I just want to stay in bed. But there is a difference between motivation and discipline. You can have discipline without having motivation to do something. So discipline will help you to start that habit. So I will get up every day and do at least 30 minutes a day, no matter what. Even if it's like I'm just walking on the treadmill, do it. And that goes with along with, if you're a mom and you're like, I don't have time to do this. Yes, you do. You just get up earlier, or you do it during a break, or you get your kids involved,
Get it before the kids get up. Yeah.
Yep.
Or have the kids do it with you.
or do it after they go to bed. Whatever.
You'd be shocked at how much the kids enjoy doing these things with you. You really would.
Yep, and that goes to my next thing. It's pro social modeling. You are showing them that health matters to you, taking care of your body matters to you. So in turn, they're going to be like, I want to do this too, and it's going to become normal to them. So like Kemper's like, oh, I'm going to do yoga with you. When we went to the beach last year, the boys ran on the beach and we went into the gym, and she still talks about that. She still talks about how we would go to the gym. So
The gym next door.
yeah. So that's something that, like, if you feel like, oh, I don't have time to do this, then do it with your kids. You don't, I mean, of course I know littles, set up the playpen and do some floor exercises. Start out small. Even if it's like, oh, I only have 10 extra minutes a day, that's 10 extra minutes that you worked out. And there's another 4, and I forgot what that other point was going to be. But yeah, I've made excuses, and sometimes I still make excuses, but I do it and get it done, and it feels a lot better too when you see results, even if it's not necessarily on the scale. That's another thing. Get that out of your head, that it's not necessarily going to be, oh, the scale is moving, I'm losing weight, so that means I'm successful. No, it's also how you feel. Every night, I would tell him every night my knees would just ache so bad, and I couldn't sleep because my knees would be aching every single night. And so now they don't. And I know that's because of that extra weight I had on me, and now that I don't have that extra weight on me. So it's also, that is a measure of success too. So you kind of got to get that out of your head. Especially women, I know we look at the scale way more than we should.
And also remember that the kids don't have to be perfect when they do it either. That's the great part. Like, so if you're down there and you're doing your yoga, you're doing your exercise or whatever, and they're doing it with you, just like encourage them. Like, oh, yeah, no, yeah, you're doing fantastic. Because like, for instance, when we do the exercise upstairs on the bench, like a lot of times our daughter's just kind of doing like this. And she's like, I'm doing it right. Yeah, yes, you're doing perfect. Because as she gets older, she'll learn the exercises. It's a full extend. So you don't have to like worry about it, because I know some people might get into that perfectionist where it's like, well, I want them to do it right. So it distracts me because I'm trying to do my workout and then I'm watching them and they're not doing it right. So then I have to correct them. Like, don't correct them, just
No.
encourage them. Just be like, yeah, look at you, do some squats with mom, and they're kind of doing this. And you're like, yeah, those are amazing. Those are the best squats I've ever seen, because it also build that positive reinforcement.
Yep.
Pro-social modeling.
Pro-social modeling, positive, the positive voice in your head instead of that, oh man, I suck, I'm the worst.
I am suck. But also another thing that we do is that's meaningful, and you guys might not think this is meaningful, but this is for us and our family, and that's shows and movies.
Mhm.
And you might be like, well, how's that meaningful? Because it gives our kids an opportunity to ask any kind of questions they want, see other people in life situations or fantasy situations, whatever, and they can ask questions. And I actually wrote this down because Kemper just asked this. Kemper just asked us this question last night. She was like, "Is idiot a bad word?" And see, that's amazing. Like I was like, see, I love things like this where the kids like reach out to us and they want to know, like, is idiot a bad word? And of course, we were like, well, no, it's not a bad word. I was like, well, it can be a word used to bully. So you could bully someone by calling it an idiot, but it's not a swear word or a curse word. And I just said, like, there's probably better words to choose than idiot, but it is a word that you can use.
Yeah, and other things that, so we kind of, there you go, that's a balance too. So we get that discipline in with the working out, the running, and exercising with them, but then like our reward is we can relax with movies. But we also, some of the other things that we plan to make family time meaningful is summertime, where we'll be at the pool. We just got our pool passes. I'm going to encourage the kids to be outside all day long as much as possible, like we were when we were little. And that's one of those things that I think is very important, and you don't see that very much anymore. You don't see kids outside playing very much anymore. So anything that's going to um, encourage them to just be better people overall, in my opinion.
And also, don't let them know also that they don't need to overwork. I was just listening to Dr. Tim Fletcher on Theo, and he was saying that you also have to, you're not just training your kids to give them work ethic and to get them moving. You also should train them as well on taking breaks, because like the negative image that she and I have on ourselves is when we're laying down and we're relaxed and we're like, great, I'm not getting anything done. The house is a mess and this is going on and that's going on. And all of that is just negative thoughts in our minds. And it's because we had been given that cycle of, no, relaxation is bad. If you're not moving, well, and here's another thing, because motivation is great. And like these Tony Robbins and the Jordan Petersons and the David Goggins are great for motivation, but also they do need to add in a little bit of relaxation as well, because sometimes, especially David Goggins, he's really big on like, if you're not working, you're not making money. You know, Andrew Tate, he's big on that. Well, if you're not working, if you're not hustling, you need to hustle. You need to make money. Stop worrying about women and get out there and get your bag. You know, that's how our mindset is. And if you do that, the kids are going to fall into that as well. So you have to teach them also that it is okay to take a break. It is okay. You're not a bad person because you're relaxing, and you're not a bad person because you're taking a break. That's perfectly normal. The same way working and exercise and all that's normal. Like when we go out on runs, because you're teaching your kids, if you don't tell them to take breaks, like when they're sore, especially like Kiefer will be like, my chest hurts, and I'm like, then walk, buddy.
Yeah,
that's what you got to tell them, because if you don't, then they're thinking in their mind, the only way I can make mom and dad proud is by always being busy. Right. And then that's what builds what we are now today as adults, which we're working on that.
Yeah, neurotic and feeling like we gotta always be doing something.
But another thing we do that is meaningful that I just wrote down is we also read the Bible together every day. We try to every day. There are some days where we skip. We used to be way better with this, but we're getting back into it. Yeah. I said to her, I was like, I would at least like to read a chapter each every day I get home from work, because they're not reading the Bible by themselves. So you can help them to understand it better, because you can explain the things to them. So if they ask a question like, well, what does that mean? Then you can explain it, which sometimes I don't even understand, because we do read the King James Version. But a lot of them, like today we just read Isaiah 8:6, which is the famous Shia LaBeouf quote. And the Lord said, who shall I send? And And I said, here am I, send me, which I love that quote.
Mhm.
But because that's what it's all about, baby. That's what it's all about. Like, here am I. I'll do this. I got you. Because remember, we can do all things through Christ, which strengthens us. But
Mhm.
go ahead.
Yeah, so you remind me of my other point, and this may sound corny, whatever, I don't even care.
We mad corny in here.
So also during this time where I'm like, I want to get healthier, blah 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 blah. I I would pray every night. I add to my prayer like, Lord, please help me to just eat for survival and not for pleasure. And that sounds really corny, I know.
No, it's not corny. I get it because I do it too. Like, I'm like, oh, it tastes so good.
Yeah, because
It's
this
ice cream.
it really is an addiction and a comfort, and that instant gratification, and I will eat out of boredom. That's one of my biggest triggers. Or if I'm working and I'm like, oh, I feel like I have to be eating something at the desk or whatever. So I would start praying every night, like, just let me eat for um survival. And that's it. Just let me eat for survival. So then I'm not also like choosing like the yummy junk stuff. I'm choosing more whole foods and stuff like that. And I think it worked because I mean, I have setbacks, of course, obviously, but I am able to choose like a fruit over chips now. So,
I'm not. Sometimes when I'm out on the road, I still go, oh, I want some Nutty Buddies and some Little Debbies.
but that has to be like very mindful of your choices too. So you can even do that. But yeah, don't also like talk negative to yourself if you have a setback like that. Like that's okay too.
And I even have written down right here, which goes in with our theme that we're talking about. Make a plan, write it down. Make a plan, write it down. Because if you have to, write it down if that's what it takes to achieve your goals.
Mhm.
So that way you don't forget it. Or I know like a big thing lately that I've been seeing a lot on like social media and stuff is the plan boards. People are making plan
Vision
boards. Vision boards.
boards,
Thank you.
yeah.
That was right. That
And
was
that
right.
was
I was
just in
wrong.
that movie we
Yeah, people
watched.
making vision boards for their lives. And I think that's cool. Like I was like, oh, that's a really neat idea
Yeah,
of like saying, oh yeah, it was in Regretting You. They
Yeah,
had a vision
which
board
is
of
a
like
good
go to
movie.
college, do this, forgive yourself. Because
Mhm.
that's pretty cool too, because it's also telling you one thing that Theo says at the end of a lot of his podcasts, which I absolutely love, is he'll say, be good to yourselves, you probably deserve it. And that's just a good quote.
Yeah.
Because like it's huge. That's a Jordan Peterson thing. And it's weird that like before he even met Jordan Peterson and had him on his podcast and stuff, he was saying these things on his podcast way before like Jordan Peterson was a big thing. So I think that that's pretty cool that like he figured that out on his own without even having to hear Jordan Peterson say it. And that is like, be good to yourself, because Jordan Peterson says it, he words it in a different way, which is treat yourself like you are someone who is deserving of being cared for. Treat yourself like, he also says that, and he also says, treat yourself like someone you are taking care of. Like, would you do mean things and say mean things to somebody you're in charge of taking care of? Of course you wouldn't. So don't do that to yourself. Like, why are you beating yourself up mentally when you wouldn't do that to some random stranger? So give yourself that same grace and be kind and be nice to yourself. And I love that Theo says that.
Yeah, and you know that negative voice in your head that tells you those negative things, it came from somebody. It didn't just
Satan
appear into your brain.
came from the devil, and he's a liar.
Well, and also like whatever it was growing
Or your
up,
past.
like a lot of it came from that, and that's why we go back to we want to try to nip that in the bud before it becomes an issue as an adult,
or before it moves on to the kids.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's why we are getting out of our comfort zones and trying to break any patterns that we may have had. Are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing because you said get out of our comfort zones, and I immediately thought of like people. I immediately thought of like
but
go and
also
spend
like
time with people. Go and spend time with people.
you don't have to talk to them, but you can be amongst them, I guess. But sometimes it feels uncomfortable and weird and not normal when like you try to say something nice about yourself.
Yeah, and I think it's also difficult because like you everybody thinks that they're the only ones with these problems.
Yeah.
Like you single yourself out as the worst. And you think like, well, the other people have normal lives. They don't have problems like these, which that maybe it may or may not be true. But they may have different problems. They may have worse problems. You never know. That's why, that's actually why Theo and Dr. Tim Fletcher both talked about this. That's actually why AA works so well. Not just the Jesus aspect of it, because Dr. Jordan Peterson said this. There's no proven method out of depression. There's no proven method out of addiction other than Jesus. He said it's the only one that truly works. Thank you, the stage TPR. Thank you for the comments. That's right. But there's nothing that works other than Jesus. But it also helps in AA because Theo mentioned this. You're in a group of other people, and he said that he remembers being just so blown away at like people with their stories and like and how insane their stories would be. Like he's like I thought that my stories were bad, and then like I come to find like people who were doing like just crazy stuff. We are in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Oh, great. That's awesome.
That's awesome. We appreciate that, the stage TPR.
Yeah,
Please make sure you follow us so that you can come back if you're not already following us.
Yep, he said we talk about God and Jesus as well. So
and that's good. I'm really happy that you do that. I've always wanted, I haven't done it yet, but a goal that I have, actually, I'm terrified to do it. I would love to do like public speaking.
Thank you for the follow.
I would love to do like public speaking about Jesus, but I'm like terrified to do it just because like people like attack you and these people get nuts. But
well, that's their problem. That's not yours.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, if you're ever in Pennsylvania, I'd love to join you. I mean, I know a little bit about the Bible. We study it all the time. I know some verses and stuff like that, and I know how to utilize it. But then I also have my own questions as well. Yeah, he said, "Don't be afraid. They really don't, though. They keep walking."
That's good.
Yeah, I just like the videos I see on YouTube and stuff. Of course, those people are like, they're trying to get clicks, so they're always posting the most controversial videos of like, oh, look at this guy come up and approach me and attack me. We love you too, and we really, really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
And of course, Jesus loves you as well.
Yes.
But you already knew this much. Yeah, I started, I don't know if you've heard of him, but on YouTube, Off the Curb Ministries, I really started to like his. But he's amazing. I really like his.
Yeah.
And I would always watch his videos. I haven't seen his on there in a while, though.
Yeah.
So maybe he's shadow banned. A lot of times they shadow ban Jesus because they don't want you to get that positivity out there, especially when it comes to Jesus. But I'm good with that for the day. And thank you for jumping in. And also we'll keep track of your name, and at some point we'll bring you up and do like interviews, because we want to start interviewing people as well. Yeah. And also that way you can promote what you guys do. That's the best thing. The best thing that we can do in this world is to promote Jesus and
positivity,
spread the gospel, spread positivity. And that's the one thing I have to keep reminding myself of. I'm live every night as well, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Awesome.
We'll have to jump in
check
sometime.
It out. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, even if it's just one of us by ourselves, we'll have to jump in sometime. Actually, I'm going to follow you on my personal account. That way I can jump in with you.
Yeah, me too. I will write that down.
We won't follow from here, but we'll follow on our personal account. So if you get one that pops up, it's going to be us. But that way we can jump in, because I love talking about stuff like this. It's my favorite. And I got to constantly remind myself for the kids that that's the most important thing we have to do for them, is to introduce them to Jesus and get them interested in Jesus. Because that's so difficult.
And that's the only thing
sometimes
we
pride
can
and pride and ego just kill me, to where I'm like, I want to be so successful here on earth, but I got to remember, like, you're doing a good job because it's all about Jesus.
Yeah, and you can't take any of that stuff with you. You can only take them with you.
That's amazing. I would love to hear your story. That's amazing. See, I was in the church and stuff when I was little, and then I shied away. I basically prodigal son the Lord, and then I came back, and came back really strong, because you need, and even if it's not Jesus, of course I feel Jesus is the true Son of God and he's the only way, but I at least can also respect the people who have something to base their beliefs in. It's on the Flat Earth Files podcast, episode 176 with George Hobbs.
Oh.
All right. Is that on Spotify or is that YouTube? What do you have that on? Just out of curiosity. And that's awesome that you do Flat Earth too. That's amazing.
I'm going to write that down too so we can check it out.
But that'll be it for this episode. Episode 20, right? This was 20.
Yep.
And we appreciate you guys for joining. Spotify, Amazon, and Castbox. Okay,
Nice.
we have Spotify, so I'll listen to it
Yep.
on Spotify.
I wrote it down. That's awesome.
That's awesome. And thank you so much. And thank you for engaging as well. We appreciate it. And I will definitely check it out sometime. So you said, hold on, let me scroll back up. You have a beautiful day as well. Sorry, because I want to see anytime I'm live. Oh, every night. Okay. I didn't know if you said just Saturdays or just Sundays or so every night, 8 p.m. You have a beautiful day as well, and we appreciate it so much. We always love all the engagement, even when people get on here and troll and talk about Captain Ballsack or whatever the guy was. And sorry if you didn't join Captain Ballsack. Sorry if you didn't join this time. Maybe next time we'll be able to bring you up, like Jimmy Kim always did with the Matt Damon stuff. Sorry, Matt Damon. Yeah. Sorry, Captain Ballsack. But next episode 21, we will be talking about burnout and boundaries.
Yeah, knowing when you're overwhelmed, which is a good one. Because
yes, especially me. I get overwhelmed all the time.
We kind of check each other a little bit.
Protecting marriage from job stress.
Write Pepsi down there.
Yeah, Pepsi. I'll write Pepsi. Sorry, Pepsi.
Teaching kids that parents have limits, which this is
oh yeah,
interesting.
That'll be really good. That'll be really good for when the kids get in my face.
Yeah,
because sometimes though they're just like I love them. I love them so much. Sorry, I'm writing that down. Kids get in my face. I love them so much, and I want them around all the time. And if you have children, I'm sure you understand the struggle as well. Like listen. I love you so much, but like when you're like right here, like I want to play with you. It's just like, all right, I just got off work. Give Dad like a couple minutes to just relax and unwind and like take a deep breath and relieve the stress before we're like right here in my face. Like I want to play with you though. I want to play with you. Tickle me, Dad. Tickle me. Don't just tickle him. Tickle me. Tickle me. But we'll talk about that next time. Throw me. Dad, will you throw me? Dad, pick me up. Do a little baby. Will you do baby doll, little baby doll? But thank you all for joining. Thank you for listening. And as always,
Jesus loves you.